I think we're just going to get started. My name is Brittany Bunce, and I'll be moderating the session today. I'm a member of the Pastoralism and Gender Working Group for the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists, as well as a researcher at the Autonomous University of Barcelona. And we are really grateful to have you all here today. We were truly overwhelmed by the response, over 100 registrations, which I think really speaks to the importance of the issues we will be discussing today. So you can see on your screen the agenda and the list of confirmed speakers. And today's webinar will focus on sharing updates and plans for the Global Gathering of Pastoralist Women, which will be hosted by the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ICIMOD, in Kathmandu in May in 2026. So this gathering is one of the key events planned to mark both the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists and also the International Year of the Woman Farmer, so a unique opportunity to center women. And one of our key aims in today's session is to explore how partners, our extended network, and potential sponsors can support the participation of a diverse group of women from all over the world in this important event. So just a quick note if you're just joining, is that this webinar is being recorded, and we will dedicate 15 minutes at the end of all the presentations for questions. And because we are quite a large group, there was 107 registered. Just to ensure that we can take as many questions as possible, we'll ask you just to type your questions into the chat at any time, and feel free to direct it to a certain speaker if relevant. And then we will make sure that there's enough time at the end to address the questions after all the presentations. So to begin our rich program of talks today, we are really honored that Ikshan Samuels was able to join us. Thank you so much. He is the global co-chair of the UN-declared International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists, and he is also a specialist rangeland ecologist with the Agricultural Research Council and the University of the Western Cape in South Africa. And he is going to give the opening address and share some more information about the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists. So over to you, Ikshan.
Thank you so much, Brittany. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you who are joining us from across the world. It's a great honor for me to welcome you to this important webinar, which is a moment of collective reflection and collaboration and shared purpose as we move towards the global gathering of pastoralist women to be held in Kathmandu in May 2026. So as Brittany has mentioned, I'm Ikshan Samuels. I'm from South Africa, and then one of the 3 co-chairs for the IYRP Global Alliance. So today's discussion is a step towards a milestone event that's going to transpire, which is the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists. It's also a recognition of the courage, the labor, the knowledge, and the leadership of pastoralist women who have sustained herds, be stewards of rangelands, hold communities together, and keep cultural traditions alive, often in the face of immense challenges. So this webinar that we are attending today allows us together as partners, as allies, as champions, and as donors to understand why this global gathering of pastoralist women matters, why it needs broad support, and how we can collectively ensure that pastoralist women, their voices shape regional and global agendas. So this gathering matters because pastoralist women, they make up more than half of the pastoralist population globally. They are herders, they are natural resource stewards, they are entrepreneurs, they are knowledge holders, they are innovators, they are guardians of culture, yet their daily contributions remain underrepresented in local, national, and global decision-making processes. So their wisdom is powerful, but is often not heard. So this global gathering of pastoralist women that we will discuss hopefully aims to change that. So bringing together women from around the world provides a rare and hopefully a transformative opportunity to listen, to learn, to connect, and to lead. So it's expected that the gathering next year will create a long-lasting global network designed for knowledge sharing, for mutual support, and for collective advocacy. It's also expected that there might be a shared declaration, which would be quite sort of a powerful statement, reflecting the vision of women from around the world and their priorities for policy, practice, and research. So we want to ensure that this declaration reaches global platform, and as you would know, next year is the year of the triple COPs, the COP UNCCD COP17 in Mongolia, the UNFCCC COP31. I think it's in Brazil, if I'm not correctly speaking, and then the UNCBD COP, where I think it's going to be in Armenia. So this is how we see the insights of women and the solutions of pastoralist women can enter the global policy arena. And this gathering basically builds on years of dedicated work by the IYRP working group that Brittany was talking about, that she's a member of more than 70 volunteers from 11 global regions. So the working group has worked tirelessly to document women's concerns and to elevate their knowledge and highlight the gender dimensions of pastoral livelihoods. So this gathering in many ways is a culmination of the collective energy that this working group have shown, and perhaps the beginning of a much stronger, more connected movement led by pastoralist women themselves. So for me, and not to go into a long speech, but I think for me this is quite an important opportunity for us to work together and have pastoralist women's voices heard. So on behalf of the organizing team, including the pastoralists or the working group on women and pastoralism of the IYRP, for ICIMOD and all the global partners, I'd like to thank you for being here, for being interested in supporting this landmark gathering, and we look forward to share details, hearing your reflection and exploring pathways for collaboration in the future. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ishan, for that wonderful introduction. Next on our agenda, we're going to be playing a short film about pastoralist women and the global gathering that was produced particularly for the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists. Just give me a moment while I get it up. Okay, I hope that everyone can see and hear well. Let me know in the chat if not.
Three years ago, the United Nations declared 2026 the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists, a year to celebrate rangelands and their people, a year to recommit to caring for the earth and supporting indigenous and local rangeland communities. Half of all Earth's land is rangeland, where native grasses, wildflowers, and shrubs dominate the landscape, supporting herds of wild and domestic herbivores. These landscapes evolved with grazing and form part of our planetary life support system. Rangelands store up to a third of the world's carbon and generate 16% of our global food supply. 2/3 of the Earth's biodiversity hotspots include rangelands. For over 7,000 years, pastoral peoples across the globe have learned how to live alongside and from the wild biodiversity of rangelands, herding their animals to fresh grass and clean water, moving often to allow the grass to regrow. Today, pastoralism is the most widespread land use on Earth and supports more than 500 million women, children, and men from hundreds of distinct cultures. Women and girls make up half of all pastoralists. Pastoralist women play key roles in caring for the land, animals, families, and communities, and producing food and fiber. Sometimes their work is unrecognized and undervalued, but women contribute essential labor, skills, and knowledge that support economic development, food security, climate resilience, and peacemaking. Pastoralist women are both innovators and tradition keepers, ensuring that traditional knowledge is passed to the next generation. Despite their critical contributions, pastoralist women often don't have a voice in key decisions that affect them, their families, land, and communities. That's changing. Pastoralist women are joining together in their communities and across their regions. Together, they are supporting one another, sharing experiences and exchanging knowledge. Together, they are standing up for their rights and the rights of their communities. Together, pastoralist women can help secure the future of rangeland biodiversity and sustainable pastoralism. How amazing would it be for pastoralist women, agents of change from across the world, to gather in one place to create their own agenda for a sustainable future? It happened once before in 2010 in Mira, India. Now the time is right for an even more diverse group of pastoralist women to gather. Our vision is to create a global network of pastoralist women. Our goal is to support them in defining their priorities for a healthy planet and vibrant communities. We aim to train and sponsor pastoralist women to participate in global decision-making processes so they can directly influence the UN Convention to combat desertification and the UN Climate Change Convention this very next year. In May 2026, the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development in Kathmandu will host 100 pastoralist women from every inhabited continent. Women across the world are already working together to identify the key issues they want to discuss in Kathmandu. Make this transformative gathering a reality by supporting pastoralist women from remote rangeland communities to take part in this historic gathering. Help make their voices heard around the world. Together, we can ensure that pastoralist women's knowledge, experiences, and voices from the plains of the Serengeti to the steppes of Mongolia help shape decisions about the future of our planet.
Next in our line of speakers, I would like to welcome Nitya Gotke, co-chair of the International Year of Rangeland and Pastoralist Working Group on Pastoralism and Gender, and also the director of ANTHRA, an organization working closely with pastoralists and farming communities in India. Thank you very much, Nitya.
Thank
Great.
you, Brittany. And that was indeed a lovely movie, Maria. So good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the participants here. I think we are up to 43 now. And as Brittany introduced me, I'm Nitya Gotke, and I'm the co-chair of the Pastoralism and Gender Working Group. Really happy to see all of you here. A little bit about our working group, just to share with you who we are, what we do, some of our work, and about the Mera Declaration, which you heard about in the last few, in the movie before this. As Ikshan introduced us, the Global Alliance of the IYRP has 12 thematic working groups, and the Pastoralism and Gender Working Group is one of them. As of today, the group has about 80 members, both men and women. The members represent pastoral groups, pastoralist networks, civil society, research and academia, NGOs, donor organizations, film and media. We're a really wide group with a lot of people with different interests. This working group was started in January 2023 and will be 3 years very soon, and has been working to understand and make more widely known the role and situation of pastoralist women globally, and to work with them to see that they're not left behind, as you saw in the movie just before this. So some of the objectives of our working group are to highlight the advantages of bringing a gender lens to pastoralist development issues. We'd like to identify gaps around gender and pastoralism research, support the other thematic groups, the other 11, in their efforts to incorporate a gender lens in their work, disseminate key information around gender and pastoralism, and generate discussions on this topic with a view to raise and increase awareness. Make sure gender issues receive adequate attention in the IYRP. As was mentioned, there are 3 conferences happening next year. We'd like to see that the voices of pastoralist women are heard at the CBD, at the UNCCD, and at the UNFCCC. What do? We meet about once a month online to discuss programs and activities. We've been doing this since January 2023. As a group, we participate in seminars and research events as well, and we've also jointly written papers. Some of us get together and jointly, co-author a paper and make presentations. We hope to take the learnings from messages from different regions and different events, and share them at different events. It's like a kind of seeding. We learn something interesting and new which is happening in one part of the world, and we'd like to take it to another part to see if maybe there can be fresh learnings and fresh seeding which happens amongst the women in those communities and also the men. And we're also organizing gatherings of pastoralist women, both the regional level as well as at the global level. Our work is available on the website, IYRP.info. And what we have there available for easy downloads is a concept note in gender and pastoralism, the working group's objectives and expected outputs. We have key messages in different languages. There's, as you can see, it's Basque, Catalonian, Chinese, English, French, Galician, German, Gojri, Italian, Ladakhi, Mongolian, Punjabi, Russian, and Spanish, Castilian. We have a list of 32 films on pastoralist women and girls. This was updated in July 2024. More movies are coming in. We have a policy note, which is build on knowledge and initiatives of pastoral women. It was brought out in August 2024. It's freely downloadable. And the plans for a global gathering of pastoralist women, which will be from MERA 2010 to MERA plus 15 or 16, and the declaration. Along with that, we have 2024 IYRP Agenda Summary Brief. These are available on the website and you can download them from there. A little more about the MERA 2010, which you were introduced to a little while back. In November 2010, the first global gathering of women pastoralists was held in MERA, a small town, a small village in Gujarat, state of Gujarat in India. About 100 people from 32 countries gathered together in MERA, and it was the first gathering of women pastoralists. The goal of the gathering was to help empower women pastoralists to participate equitably in decision-making within their communities, governments, as well as local, national, regional, and international fora, while also raising awareness of the specific challenges faced by women pastoralists in rapidly changing social, economic, and ecological environments. At the end of the week of a very busy week, the participants agreed on the MERA declaration, which is available at this site. We can also share it with you. It's also available, I think, on our website. And they articulated the combined vision. A little more on the vision. The women together pledged to continue to live in a way that is environmentally sustainable and protects biodiversity and common resources for generations to come. They committed to continue to network and share best practices and lessons learned so as to build capacity amongst themselves and within the global community. As women, they said that their voices were yet to be fully heard, but they had unique and valuable contributions to make to their own communities and to the global community. The women agreed to work together with men to build strong, equitable pastoralist societies, contributing to greater social equality within their families, their communities, their countries, and around the world. The legacy of the gathering was a roadmap to advance the goals of pastoralist women worldwide. Here are some pictures from MERA, and there were women from the Van Gujar community of Uttarakhand in the Himalayas of India. There were women from Central Asia, the Afar community in northern Ethiopia. So it was really quite a wide group and representation globally. We're looking at MERA plus 15 or plus 16 because actually November was the month that this was held. It'll be 15 years in a few days. The IYRP 26, as Brittany mentioned and Ikshan after her, will be a historic moment for pastoralists as they will finally be in the spotlight on the world stage. Additionally, 2026 has also been declared the International Year of the Woman Farmer by the UN General Assembly. It is vital that the vision and voices of pastoralist women are included in the process of exploring new options for sustainable rangeland and natural resource use and governance that build on women's knowledge. As we said, we have plans for both regional and global gatherings. The gender group, as a gender working group, we're working on this. A little more about the MERA plus 15. As was mentioned, it will happen in Kathmandu between 26 to 29 May 2026. It will be hosted by the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ICIMOD, and jointly organized by the IYRP Working Group on Pastoralism and Gender and ICIMOD in partnership with the following groups: Reconcile, Women in Ranching, ANTRA, Mujeres Ganaderas de Mexico, and others. We hope many of you will join us in this effort after seeing more of the presentations which come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nitya. I would now like to welcome Srijana Joshi. She is an ecosystem specialist at ICIMOD and also a member of the Global Gathering Planning Committee. And she is now going to share more about the gathering and also ICIMOD's role as the host organization. Thank you very much, Srijana. Over to you.
Okay, hello everyone.
Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Srijana Joshi working at ICIMOD. So I'll be presenting on a global gathering of pastoralist women that we are planning to host from 26 to 29 May at ICIMOD, Kathmandu, Nepal. As Nitya already mentioned about a global gathering of pastoral women organized in 2010, and we are now hoping to have this gathering in 2025. Sorry, there's some issues. Okay. So why this gathering really matters to us, because we know that women are vital stewards of rangelands, carrying generations of traditional ecological knowledge, despite being primary users and managers of this landscape. Gender barriers such as unequal access to land, resource mobility, and decision-making spaces, it continue to limit their opportunities and voice. So women are rarely included in policy dialogues or governance processes. This global gathering matters because it creates an overdue platform to recognize, amplify, and integrate women knowledge, leaderships, and priorities into rangeland management and policy. So the desired outcome of these gatherings are very clear. And this gathering is about building global alliances that strengthen connections among women leaders, practitioners, and advocates across regions, creating a powerful network that drives shared purpose and solidarity. It is also an opportunity to advance MERA plus 16, updating a declaration to ensure truly inclusive representations that reflects the voices, priorities, and rights of women who stewards and depend on rangelands. We are shaping advocacy strategy that position women's perspective at the center of major global processes, including impactful engagement at COP events and other events kind of things, so that policies better reflect in their ground realities. This gathering is also all about empowerment, inspiring women to lead, influence change, and bring forward their knowledge, experience, and vision. So why ICIMOD is the ideal host for gathering this position? So ICIMOD is uniquely positioned to host this global gathering of pastoralist women because ICIMOD is governed and serving the 8 countries of Hindu Kush Himalayan region and recognized regional center for mountain development. We have a strong knowledge on rangeland and gender issues, and we have a strong convening role in international and local dialogues. And HKH region also represent culture heritage for mountain pastoralism. So our vision is just to give a little bit more reflection about ICIMOD. Our vision is a greener, more inclusive, and climate resilient Hindu Kush Himalaya. And ICIMOD serves as a vital bridge between science, policy, and practice, turning research into actionable solutions that inform decision making. So we have three strategic groups. I'll not just go through the very details of it. So we have three strategic group, and under strategic group 2, we have our landscape programs, action areas. So within that action areas, we have a rangeland and wetlands programs, which is one of our key intervention areas where we work directly with communities and partners to generate tangible, lasting impact on the ground. So as you all know that rangeland, it covers about 60% of the Hindu Kush Himalayan regions, essential for livelihoods and well-being, supporting approximately 25 to 30 million pastoralists and agro-pastoralists in the region. And this pastoralism is the invisible assets, and it plays a vital role in supporting livelihoods and well-being and shaping the culture. Pastoralists, it includes nomadic transhuman herders and agro-pastoralists, and women, they play a very crucial role in the pastoralism system. And rangeland and pastoral socio-ecological systems uh, is a hotspots of both culture and biological diversity. About 32 ethnic groups are involved in yak herding in this HKH region. So ICIMOD, it has a regional experience, as I already mentioned, working in rangeland and pastoral communities for more than 3 decades, and we are very happy to host this gathering. And as a next step, we want to build a global movement where pastoralist women stand united, amplifying their voices and shaping the policies that affect their lives and livelihoods. And to strengthen this collective effort, we will deepen our partnership with organizations such as FAO, ILRI, IUCN, and other partners that all Nitya already mentioned, leveraging their expertise to advance advocacy and promote sustainable development across rangelands. And we have also a dedicated and planning committee and a program committee that will guide the preparation process of this event, ensuring that the gathering, it aligns with the Mera Plus 16 declaration and is supported by strong outreach and engagement strategies. We have also involved around 30 pastoralist women to design the program agenda, and I think these steps will help us to create a impactful global platform that elevates pastoralist women leadership and drives meaningful changes to come up with this event that we are planning next year. So with this, thank you. So if you have any questions related to the event and also about ICIMOD and organization, please feel free to send your questions in the chat box. I'll be happy to address them. Thank you, and over to you, Brittany.
Thank you very much, Rajana. We are also very grateful to be joined today by a number of pastoralist women leaders who are active members of our working group and also of the planning committee that Rajana was just talking about, that are working tirelessly to ensure that this event is successful and inclusive. And they will speak about why the global gathering is important to them. And some who could not be here with us today will also share their recorded messages. So I would like to first welcome Fawzia Noor. She is from the Organization for Pastoral Peace and Development in Kenya. Fawzia, over to you.
Thank you, Brittany. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you, Fawzia.
All right. I hope my video is also clear. My name is Fawzia Noor. I work with the organization called OPPD, Organization for Pastoral Peace Development. We work in Kenya and Somalia with pastoralist women. I'm honored to be here. I'm also the convener of a pastoralist network that has 22 women-led organization in Somalia. That's called Somali Women Pastoralist Network. This global gathering is really important for us as pastoralists. I think if I may speak about all the diverse issues and problems that face pastoralist women, specifically, I will highlight two of them. The first one being access to land and owning land. I think that has been a global trend that has come out from all the pastoralist gathering that I have attended. So this kind of global gathering will enable us to talk and voice our concern about how a lot of pastoralist women around the globe can own land rights. The other one that's actually major is policy advocacy in terms of rangeland management and as well as fighting climate change mitigation. So all of this can actually work hand in hand when we give women pastoralists access to land as well. That goes back to access to land, and then as well as having political access to be able to lobby this kind of policies. As you are aware, I think depending on where you are from, basically pastoralist, there's a lot of negative stereotype that surround pastoralist previously, maybe through colonization or something like that. The studies that previously people were referring to was saying pastoralists are bad for the environment, they're destroying the environment. So now we have to change the narrative. And for us to change the narrative into a positive outlook, we need this kind of gathering so that women like me that are from these communities and represent the voices of those communities can come together and voice our traditional knowledge on how we can best manage those rangelands. I'm honored to be here. Thank you. I wish I could talk more, but I will give a chance to other pastoralist women to be able to talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fawzia, for that powerful message. And Fawzia is also very actively involved in organizing a regional African gathering, which I believe will now happen in March, and these regional gatherings are really central to also feed into the global gathering that we're here to discuss today. So next, I would like to welcome Bhavana Rabari from the Partial Women Alliance in India. And she is also involved in organizing a gathering in South Asia. Bhavana, are you here with us?
Yes.
There we are. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brittany, and Jai Maldhari, all of you. So Jai Maldhari means in my language, victory of pastorals. So whenever we meet each other, we say Jai Maldhari. As Brittany says, my name is Bhavna and I belong to Rabari community from Gujarat, India. I'm also the co-founder of Pastoral Women Alliance, and we are working for the land right issues and also the livelihood issues of pastoralist women. Why this gathering is important for me, because I think it not just shows our struggle, I think it shows our power. All over the world, the pastoralist women come together, share their story, skill, and also dream too. So this is I think, one kind of rare event where pastoralist women also talk about their demand. And I think this is a very important thing, because someone else speak behalf of us rather than that it's good to we speak for us. So of course, this gathering is important to us, and also to know that yes, there are the women who are like us. Few are rare the sheep and goat, few are rare the buffaloes, and few are rare the camel. But that's of the sense of sisterhood, I think we can stand. And this gathering is, I think, to stand together and raise our voice, and of course, ensure that our voice will be heard. So yes, this gathering is very important for us. Thank you so much, Preeti.
Thank you so much, Bhavana, with that message of the importance also of creating the solidarity amongst women all over the world, the sisterhood that you mentioned. I don't know, we were supposed to have Ainoa Lopez with us. Maria, do you know if she's online? Otherwise, she did send in also a recorded message. She's from Ganaderas Andrade in Spain.
Yes, it looks like she hasn't joined, so why don't you do the recorded message?
Yes, of course. So if you just give me a moment, I'm going to share now a number of recordings that were sent in from women who couldn't be with us today.
Hello, my name is Alona. I'm indigenous Savenki, and I am from reindeer herding family in eastern Siberia. Global gathering of women pastoralists is vital for reindeer herding women of Arctic and subarctic. It gives them space to share experience, challenges, and knowledge with others who also rely on animals and the land. Reindeer herding women hold deep insight into nature, climate, culture, but their voices are often overlooked. And by meeting with other pastoralist women worldwide, they will gain support, they will exchange ideas, and they will strengthen their traditions. So this gathering will ensure that our knowledge, leadership, and our communities have stronger future. Happy International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists.
Ján Lászlóné vagyok, Magyarországról. Nők a pásztorságban csoportvezetője. Több generációs pásztor családba születtem. Ez a globális találkozó azért fontos nekem, hogy megoszthassam Magyarországon, hogy más országokban mennyire használják a hagyományos tudást, mennyire tartják életképesnek ebben a felgyorsolt világban. Hogyan tudjuk átadni a fiatalabb generációnak. Szeretnék minél több kultúrába betekinteni, ezáltal tapasztalatokat gyűjteni és megosztani. Kelet-Közép-Európában a régiónk eddig láthatatlan maradt, a globális programokból mindig kimaradt. 4 éve alakult meg a csoportunk, ezeknek a gondolatait, tapasztalatait szeretném a világ pásztornőivel megosztani.
Hola, mi nombre es Ainhoa. Yo soy ganadera en extensivo con cabra florida y cerdo ibérico en el norte de Huelva, España. También pertenezco a un colectivo de mujeres aquí en España, somos 200 mujeres, que defendemos la visibilización de la mujer en el mundo rural y en el mundo de la ganadería y la defensa de todos sus productos, de todos los productos derivados de esta ganadería extensiva. Para nosotros es muy importante celebrar en el Año Internacional de los Pastos y el Pastoreo, celebrarlo porque así podemos seguir creciendo, podemos seguir evolucionando, creando esas redes sobre todo para la defensa de la mujer, para visibilizar la mujer en el mundo rural. Muchas gracias por vuestra atención.
Thank you very much. I think that gives us quite an idea about how diverse our working group is, and also for the global gathering, how we really hope, also with the support from people from all over the world, to be able to identify women from all over the world to participate in this event. Next, I'm going to give the floor to Maria Fernandez Gimenez. She is the co-chair of our working group on pastoralism and gender, along with Nitya, and she is also a research scholar at Colorado State University. And she will now speak about the various different ways that people can lend their support to the global gathering. Thank you, Maria. Over to you. We can see your presentation fine.
Okay, great. Well, it's so wonderful to be here, and thanks to all of you for coming and sharing this time with us. So you've heard from our working group about the goals of the global gathering, and from pastoralist women who are part of our group about why the global gathering is important to them. And on a personal note, I have to say that working on this initiative has been one of the most meaningful things that I've done in my whole professional career, to stand side by side with women pastoralists, working with them around the world to make this gathering a reality, to support them in making their voices heard and in influencing the policies that affect their daily lives. So putting together a gathering like this isn't easy, and it isn't cheap. And our priority is to really have a good process to do things in a good way, from organizing and planning to facilitation. And that means a focus on building relationships founded on respect across cultures, languages, and ways of knowing and being. It means ensuring that the gathering is relevant by having pastoralist women lead the design, including the content and format, and carrying out all aspects responsibly and ethically, with an ethic of reciprocity as a foundation for our relationships. But doing things in a good way takes resources. So to make this gathering a reality, we need resources for delegate support, both travel to Kathmandu and costs within Nepal, language translation, which has already been even an issue in this webinar, and high quality facilitation are critical to fostering meaningful knowledge exchange and dialogue, and that sense of solidarity and sisterhood across different cultures. We need resources to document, evaluate, and share the outcomes with the wider world and with pastoralist women's networks. And finally, to implement our goal of supporting delegates to take away the key messages forward to the UNCCD and other global decision-making arenas, and to build a lasting global network of pastoralist women. So where are we now regarding sponsorship? As was mentioned, our aim is to bring 100 pastoralists and their supporters from the 11 different IYRP regions to Kathmandu in May of 2026. We are very fortunate that 3 different organizations have made formal commitments to support almost a third of our delegates, primarily pastoralist women from Asia, and 2 organizers. Additionally, several organizations in North America and Australia have made informal commitments to support women from those regions, but we still have significant needs to support delegates from major pastoralist regions across Africa, South America, the Arctic, Europe, and North Africa and the Middle East. So there's several different ways that organizations can help. Organizations can provide core sponsorship that will cover gathering costs like simultaneous translation and facilitation, without which the gathering can't achieve its aims. And they can contribute to a scholarship fund for delegates, which will enable us to support women who may not be connected with an existing network or organization, or who are from regions where sponsorship resources are extremely limited. Organizations can also choose to sponsor a given number of delegates from the region or project area, and that's what the current organizations have agreed to do. And just to be totally clear about what that takes, to sponsor a delegate entails 2 types of costs. One is a set cost of $1,400 US per person, and that covers all of the participants' in-country costs, all lodging, all meals, all transportation once they arrive in Nepal. And that's the same cost for all participants. Then in addition to that, sponsors would need to cover the delegates' travel to Nepal. So that would usually entail airfare, visa fees, and insurance. Fortunately, visa fees are quite modest to Nepal, and the visa process is relatively easy. But that second cost, the travel cost, of course, is going to vary a great deal depending on where delegates are coming from. And so, for example, delegates from South America, it costs substantially more, and those are some of the areas that are have the least resources. So we really are looking for sponsors willing to assist people who are coming from the most remote areas. But even if you're not in a position to provide financial sponsorship for the gathering, you can still help us make sure that the gathering is as inclusive and representative of pastoralist women around the world as we can make it. You can connect us to existing pastoralist women's networks and organizations. You can help just translate and distribute the call for participants, which we expect to put out in January, and help it get to women who don't necessarily have an internet connection or a cell phone. You can assist potential delegates in your community or region to apply for travel documents like passports, and to fill out the call for participants when that is issued. And once our program committee has identified a draft agenda, we may be in need, for example, of potential workshop leaders and facilitators. And if you'd be willing to volunteer your services, please let us know. We're especially in need of facilitators with experience and expertise in gender violence and trauma-informed facilitation. So if you'd like to help us or have suggestions or comments, please reach out to us, to our team. You can email us directly. You can scan the QR code to register your interest and request more information. And we will also put a link to our call for sponsors in the chat. And we really look forward to hearing from you. Yes, financial resources are scarce these days, but our hearts and our minds are boundless, and I truly believe we can do this if we join together and each of us contributes what we can. Thank you very much.